Hi, this is 42nd Street Pete here for the Grindhouse Trash Collection. Grindhouses go back to the Minsky's burlesque days, which they basically called bump and grind stuff, so that's where the term grindhouse actually originated. Exploitation auteur Dave Friedman would tell you that grindhouses were theaters that ground out films, sometimes on maybe 24/7. Pretty much the admission to these theaters was $1.50, and it went up to $3 after midnight. These theaters did attract a lot of weird people. Sleepers were guys, basically drunks, derelicts, winos that used the theaters as a crash pad. A lot of these theaters would run till the wee hours of the morning, 3 and 4 o'clock, and just gorge their content of human flotsam out on the street. A lot of the theaters were converted storefronts where the windows were blacked out. They would put a plywood partition up with the projector, usually a 16 millimeter. They'd put a bunch of folding chairs up, paint a wall white or hang a sheet there, and that was basically your crappy viewing experience. We have picked out 3 pretty obscure films for this collection. First up, my good friend Nick Phillips' film. It's called Uda. Nick had all his trademarks in there, the fetish lingerie, the high boots, and things like that. Nick used to use a lot of hippie girls back in the day because the 60s were free love and everybody would experiment and stuff like that. But problem was, a lot of these chicks didn't take baths and their hair was filthy. So what Nick would do is put a hat on their head so they looked a little bit more respectable. Okay, our next film is called Pimp Primer. It's a story of Carl, an ambitious pimp who tricks out his girlfriend, and he wants to add more to his stable. So he sends her out to do a trick, and he hits on this waitress named Sherry, who has this really hot-sounding whiskey voice.
Well, I always say, when you like something, you do it well.
As we all know, swinging was getting pretty much well known in the early 60s. There was wife-swapping clubs and stuff like that. And our next film will cover that situation. It's a film called Lusty Neighbors. It's about 2 couples that live next door to each other, and the husband really wants to get involved in the swapping situation, where his wife Betty really doesn't want to get involved in the swapping situation. So she's over there with the neighbor, who's this hot blonde. Actually, she's not a natural blonde. She's wearing this little Miss Muffet blonde wig. This is one of the films that builds up your libido, then at the last minute stomps it into the gutter. Okay, so there you have it. 3 films that perfectly capture that grindhouse ambiance. This is 42nd Street Pete for the Grindhouse Trash Collection. We'll see you in the movies.